Becoming one. For this reason, a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to his own wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Becoming One, a program designed to strengthen marriages, challenge couples, and reignite a passion for loving, godly relationships. Join us as we discuss kingdom marriage principles on Becoming One, hosted by the Sabazans. Becoming One. Becoming one. For this reason, a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to his own wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Becoming One, a program designed to strengthen marriages, challenge couples, and reignite a passion for loving, godly relationships. Join us as we discuss kingdom marriage principles on Becoming One, hosted by the Sabazans. Becoming One. Becoming one. For this reason, a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to his own wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Becoming One, a program designed to strengthen marriages, challenge couples, and reignite a passion for loving, godly relationships. Join us.
Becoming one. There was a house that sheltered me, a place I knew by heart, where my own flesh and blood to find the space upon the chart. But a higher call was whispered, a path I had to find, to leave the safety of the past and leave the old behind. Now standing here before your eyes, my vow is spoken clear. A brand new life begins with us, to banish every fear. And we shall be joined, two souls entwined, a single purpose for the future of mankind. No longer I and you, but a covenant brand new, becoming one flesh, holy, honest, and true. A great mystery unfolds for all the world to see, the perfect picture of Christ and the church, you and me. My love to stand have set for me is higher than I knew. To love you just as Christ loves his church, devoted, strong, and true. That means I have to give myself, lay down my selfish pride, nourish you and cherish you forever by your side. You are my own body now, the air that I must breathe. And when I love my wife this way, my own soul I relieve. And we shall join through souls entwined, a single purpose for the future of mankind. No longer I and you, but a covenant unfolds for all the world to see. The perfect picture of Christ and the church, you and me. For the sake of peace and harmony, a gentle order starts. With reverence and respect, you guard the deepest parts. I am called to lead with sacrifice, and you to follow grace. A willing heart and humble mind, holding each other's place.
Right. Good evening. Good evening. Go ahead, Lady Sabi.
All right. So, welcome again to Becoming One. It's another Friday evening, second Friday in the month that we usually have our program. We're so happy to have each one of you out there on this program with us today. And
Yeah.
we are happy to have the Thompsons with us today as well.
Yes, but unfortunately, your mic is not working.
All right. So, welcome. As I was saying, welcome to each one of you. Welcome to Becoming One. We are here joined by the Thompsons today, and we're ready for another exciting conversation on marriage. What's the topic for today again?
Very interesting topic for today. Our topic is marriage after childbirth.
Ah, welcome to the Thompsons. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, and good evening to our viewers, listeners out there.
Good evening, and it's a joy to be here with you to be able to share with you on a very interesting topic marriage after childbirth.
Yes,
Yeah.
interesting. Very interesting.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, so I didn't mean for y'all to sound so cool. Come on, let's put
Ah,
some vibes in the thing, man. Or they say, quiet like
yeah,
you're good. Don't even know you're hearing yourself, Thompson. You're good. You're good.
yes,
Because it's an interesting topic, and
Yeah.
yeah,
and it's you said marriage after childbirth, but
yeah.
it should be it should be
Childbirth after marriage.
it should be
Well,
Ah,
marriage
childbirth
after
after
child,
yeah,
marriage,
yeah.
child. Yes, marriage after childbirth. What marriage looks like
after you have
after
After
you
you get
have a child.
children.
You
yeah
Yeah,
understand? All children.
yeah.
And this topic is you see some people who have one child, I could understand, and then there are some people who have two children. Some people who are so fortunate they end up with twin to begin with.
Mhm.
You understand? So some folks they started off, they pray to the Lord and God give them one child. Now there's two sides of this coin, eh? We could talk about let's talk about the joyful time, your first child. Great expectation. You have, you're praying, you're trusting the Lord, and now you have this first child. So you don't marry already. It don't matter if it's 1 year, 2 years, 6 months.
I find even before we go
Mhm.
all there, we want to give people a chance to share the life.
Yeah, well, let
Yeah.
people share their life.
Hmm.
That's okay. And I guess we can do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So how you giving them a chance to share their life?
I say just share the life. Share
Just
the
share their life.
life.
Interesting.
Share the life. Those of you listening, just call up somebody perhaps or just share. Share if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, let somebody know that Becoming One is on and the conversation is about to begin.
Right.
We don't want nobody to lose out. We don't want nobody to lose out. Yeah.
So yeah. So we have many different angles we can take this conversation from
Hmm.
this evening. Right? So we can take it from the angle of because the thing is there's no stipulated time as to when someone would have a child. Right? So you can decide together when you want to get married. But after you get married, you still let's put that there. You still don't know when you
Hmm.
would have a child.
You might
You could
plan.
know when you would like to have a child,
Yeah.
but as to when you have a child, you have no say. Is that
Mm.
true?
Yes, I could attest to that because sometimes your expectation is not really what you will have. You might expect to have a child after 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
but 2 years gone,
Uh-huh.
no
3
child.
years, 4 years, 5 years, and nothing can happen still.
Yeah,
Or you might expect to have a child after 5 years, and at year one, you get one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I think and to help couples who may have this
I think
this
you need to put the mic a little
yeah
closer.
have this
Mhm.
this perception that once you get married you're supposed
Eminent.
to have children.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Setup.
and yeah and sometimes we put pressure on people too,
Yes, so
you
true,
know.
so true.
Start making all kind of
Yes.
cynical
When I will become a
comments,
godmother.
yeah, and all kind of cynical
Yeah.
Even the parents, well, am I going to become a grandmother?
a
Yes, yes,
grandmother,
yes. Give me two grandchildren. Yeah.
and after a while that could really become it could really get on your nerves because
Comes up pressure.
you know there's like they, we just bring food, you know,
Mhm.
bring food.
Mhm.
God is the one who
Decides,
gives, you
That's
know.
my
yes.
point, right? Exactly
Yeah.
what I said. You could plan your date for your wedding, but you could never plan
Hmm.
like when you will
Exactly.
become pregnant. Like so, some people have this expectation because they've been married 2 years, whether they are pressured by others to make a child or they themselves have that expectation and they're trying to make a child and it's like it's not working out and they're disappointed
Mm.
because they tell themselves, well, I ain't having a child. Like I trying.
Hmm.
The key thing here I want us to at least to put on the table is that God is the one who decides
Hmm.
when you would have a child,
That's it.
right?
Hmm.
So some people they wait 5 years, they try 5, 6, 7 years to have a child, and nothing. You understand? Nothing ain't happening. And when God ready, it's like now it's time for a child.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do? You gonna say, well, I didn't ready for the child yet, and God decides that.
Yeah.
So as He decides that, no child have to come, child have to come. You understand? Now they have, yeah,
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, and then you have to think about the part where you would think about like okay, so you have these two folks there who make up their mind for a child, you make that child,
Mm.
and you conceive, and then boop, you have a miscarriage.
Mm.
So even
All of
that
that.
is another area
Yes.
in marriage
Yes.
where it can, put a pressure
Hmm.
on the people. Because imagine the expectation you had prior to conception, and then finally conception happens because you wanted it. You pray to God and you feel like, hey, this is answer to my prayer,
Hmm.
and then you lost the child.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a tough one.
you know, brother, the Bible is complete. All of the information we need to be able to live a, I'll say, a peaceable life, a
Okay.
life void of stress and anxiety.
Hmm.
The word miscarriage is in the Bible, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So it tells you that that is something that happens in life.
Right.
But we have some strange beliefs that because you are a believer, there cannot be a miscarriage. Who says so? You know, the Bible tells us that some of the women of God, they could not, they were
Yeah.
barren.
Yes.
They could not
Hannah.
bring forth. You know,
Hmm.
So some
so
people say,
comes
"Barney
back
said,
to it,
of
say,
course."
it's God. When is God timing? Mm.
Had. Yes. That's it. Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know?
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. In God's
Yeah.
In
hand.
God's
And
hand.
when God
You know?
says, yes, we can plan, we can make our plans, but what are God's
Yeah,
plans?
and work hard at it too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Boy.
You know, so
What are God's
so
plans?
yeah, and I mean it's a tragedy to see a Christian family, a Christian couple, you know, married and thing and they cannot have a baby. A baby is not coming.
Right.
And they begin to become frustrated and
Mhm.
angry and want to turn away from God.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And sometimes they take things into their own
hands.
hands.
Yeah, you
You
know,
know, one might decide, okay, well, you look like my husband can mix, so let me see.
yeah, you know,
Uh-huh.
and we don't understand that part of the mystery of God. You know, but we have to walk in life with whatever God allots us to.
Yes.
You know, and if He
Yes.
says that you know, I want you all to live and to mother and father other children that is not from your womb,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
from your seed. That
Mm-hmm.
that is that is that is that is that is
Mm.
that is what we have to accept.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
I really believe that each Christian we have a cross
Yeah.
to carry. I don't know what your cross might be. You might not know what my cross is, but each one of us we have a cross to carry,
Yeah.
and it's if God give us to carry it, it means
He
that
gives the
we
grace. He
He
gives
gives
the
the
grace.
grace.
But the thing is, in
Yeah.
marriage, we made a vow to love and honor and cherish.
Mhm.
It has nothing to do with how much children, how many
Yes.
children you're willing to have.
Yes.
Your vow is to your partner,
Yes.
and that's something you have to maintain, whether
Uh-huh.
children or not.
Uh-huh. I'm so happy you brought up that point because a lot of the times I think what happens is that people, when they think about marriage, they think about all the things that they can attain and get from marriage. And they don't think about what am I giving to the marriage? What am I bringing to the marriage? I am the one that is vowing to love, to cherish, to honor in sickness and in health. And that's another thing I often hear people say they leave out that part of the vow. They're not saying that because they don't want sickness and they don't want, but these are things that are part of life.
Mm-hmm.
From the time Adam and Eve sinned, you know, sickness
Yes.
came in. It's not that we're pledging or asking God for sickness and for things, bad things to happen to us. But we are vowing that should that happen, should that be our cross, should that be what God allows, then we will continue to remain together in sickness, in health, sorry, um, till death do us part.
Whether you have child, whether you have a child or not,
Yes.
you should remain together. I mean, this
Oh,
morning I
yes.
was listening on the radio, and this gentleman was talking about this guy you had on Trevor with this English accent, and he was talking about he and his this man and his wife couldn't have children, but they didn't make that an issue.
Yeah.
What they did was they had extra room, so
Yeah.
they took it upon themselves to to teach other children in the community and to feed
Mm-hmm.
them and to
Yeah.
encourage them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
And the
it
impact
turned
that they
into
had.
Yeah.
a marvelous story. So
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
people may look at the situation and go get depressed forever, and then you have this situation sometimes if it is, for example, if you look at it, ladies talk about it on Sunday, if it is the man, for example, let's say he's the one who cannot um impregnate his wife.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some wives may even seek other options.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So like you guys talk about it with Abraham and Sarah, let's get somebody else in the marriage,
Mm-hmm.
because
Create a
we can
problem.
get that, we can have no child. But if we could swing it to a point to where you now have a child, be it 1 month after he was married, and I don't say it's impossible because some people they'll be pregnant prior to marriage
Mm-hmm.
and they get married after pregnancy. So the situation is it is diverse under the circumstances as to when um marriage happen and when childbirth happens, right? I'm trying to be as real as possible here because these
Mm-hmm.
situations do occur,
Mm-hmm.
and though unfortunate, and the right way and the correct way should be
In
in
marriage. In
marriage. There
marriage,
are
of
some people
course.
who get pregnant first and married after before the baby born,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And there are some people who get pregnant in the night of the
So true. So true.
Eh,
So
how
true.
you just do
You didn't
that?
plan for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
well,
just shake, you just
yeah.
shake it out, you just
Yeah,
shake it.
No, well, you
yeah,
don't have to check it.
yeah,
They know.
God,
They
God,
know.
but not only that too,
Yeah.
and we armchair George like to try to speculate and
Mm-hmm.
and figure out,
Yes,
you know,
that's not
oh,
right.
well, they were living in sin before,
As an
Mm-hmm.
and
expert.
all this kind of thing.
That's no
We not
business.
we not we not we not we not condoning sin, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and fornication and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens that
Yes.
Yeah,
maybe a
Oh
month,
yeah.
2, 3 weeks after you get
that's it.
married, you conceive. God
Yeah.
say
Right.
that is time, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then we have, so then, so then we have this journey. We have this journey because we don't want to jump to the child yet because it's a process. So let's go with the journey, the 9 months journey, like what it is like for persons. And I know many persons probably listening tonight or will view this and say they would remember when they were pregnant. And I say when they were pregnant because I understand no, it's not the woman alone that is pregnant. I mean, she's just carrying a baby, but as a husband, I was pregnant twice. You understand?
yeah.
Because if you take this stance that your wife is the one that pregnant and you can't see like you pregnant, you won't be carrying your wife's burden even during the delivery time. A man should be carrying his wife burden. You should be feeling the pain your wife feel. But we'll get to that part. So let's go through the 9 month period now.
Yes.
What can it be like, you know, leading up to conception? No, delivery.
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Right, delivery. So we're looking at the 9 month period. So
Yeah.
when the first month happened, we're not doctors, but you guys have children,
But
so
let's talk
we
about
have
it.
children, so let's
Let's
talk.
talk about it. How was do you remember, Sister Thompson? Do you remember when you first conceived, when you found out you were pregnant and all of that? Do you remember your first response to it, or how you acted, or how you felt?
We actually were trying to praying for to have a
Right.
and actually going to have a miracle happen.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, I missed the period.
Uh-huh.
And then it's something that is not common.
Right.
So,
Yours was regular.
yes,
Right.
yes. So I said, okay, well, let me check it out.
Uh-huh.
And then just to find out what I was a test.
Yeah.
And we confirm it.
Yes.
And
Wow.
I kept the test all
Ah!
the plus sign.
Yeah.
I kept it for all the years.
Oh, wow.
Until my daughter discovered it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it was a blessing and
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but in the midst of that you have all the you have to look at 9 months ahead
Uh-huh.
and all of the whole journey.
So we get in there. So we get in there. Like
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
so now,
Yeah.
now we are pregnant, right?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Wait,
Now we are pregnant. What
Uh-huh.
are you feeling as a man?
as
So
the
yes,
father.
as a man.
Yes,
Well,
yes, that's a fact.
it's filled with excitement, anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
For me, there were periods of worry,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want anything to happen, and there are times when the wife would face challenges,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to 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 to, to keep what is in the womb
Right.
Mm-hmm.
there for the period.
Right.
So period of stress and anxiety, I would say,
Yeah.
worry. You
Mm-hmm.
worry about the whole birthing process,
Mm-hmm.
the safety of the wife and the baby in that process. The thought constantly comes to your mind during that whole 9 month period, what that would be like. Um, there is, of course, great excitement that what that baby will look like. Who is gonna
Yes,
look
yes,
like?
yes,
Is he
yes.
gonna look like? Is he gonna look like me? Oh my God! Whether gonna be a boy or girl,
Yeah.
we didn't want to know.
Oh, you didn't want to
No,
know?
no,
Oh
no,
my
no.
gosh,
So
man,
it was
I cannot take that
we didn't want to know at all.
suspense.
We thought we
Okay.
were gonna leave that up to God,
Oh,
because as the old patriarch, they didn't know. It's
oh
only
well,
when
right.
the
It's
child
true,
came,
it's
they
true.
knew, you know.
And the gynecologist was that was she didn't tell she wasn't doing that.
Okay, okay.
Wow.
Wow.
So for
So
Wow.
me, if I could remember, it was great anticipation to
Mhm,
conception. So
mhm.
no, conception takes place, and you get a plus sign. Like, wow, be a father, and the joy is like a special feeling you have that you are going to be that. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think the first time it was more of the joyful feeling, and then you watching your wife belly, you know, extending, and remember the first time the baby kick, and you
Mhm.
put your hand there, say kick him, you're communicating the baby in the belly, it's really, a joyful feeling to watch that. But at some point, sometimes the baby grows and grows, and then you have some challenges where the wife body start changing in a certain way. Sometimes they get to know it knows it all. You understand?
Okay, let me cut in
But
here.
let me just
Ah,
I
ah.
find the audio low enough.
Yes, the
I just
volume
asked
is a bit
someone
low.
just to verify that.
Yes,
So
the
let me
volume a
just
little bit
adjust
low.
it. Just a second. But
Uh-huh.
it's on, but I think
Yeah.
I'll just have to adjust it. So no, man, it's on. It's on.
Once it's not marked mute, it's
Yeah. So you just adjust the audio here for you guys.
uh-huh.
And we're gonna come back. Love and honor.
Respect for each other,
Difficult conversations.
godly relationships.
Let's talk about sex.
I really want to see marriages thriving.
It hurts to see broken relationships
Let's build marriages together.
becoming one. Love and honor.
Respect for each other,
Difficult conversations.
godly relationships.
Let's talk about sex.
I really want to see marriages thriving.
It hurts to see broken relationships
Let's build marriages together.
becoming one. Shut it down. You will not get shit. Just work. All right, so I think we should be much louder now. Everybody.
1, 2, 1, 2,
Alright.
3, 4, 5.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear us?
We're doing too much now.
Lovely.
But we good.
All right.
Lovely.
So,
Mhm.
right, thank you, my friend. Okay, so we're going to
9 months.
9 months
Yeah.
stretch.
What we go through.
9 months straight. A real stretch.
It's a real
Yeah.
stretch.
That 9 months.
as you get
It's like
closer,
9 years.
it is even more. Sometimes the joy turns into worry
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes, again, people have different situations.
And different challenges.
Some have
Yes.
complications.
Yes.
Some have it really good. Like,
Mhm. I don't think I had, for
Some
me, I did not have much of what people call
morning sickness.
morning sickness and any kind of thing like that. I didn't have that. Very, very early with my first son, I had a little bit of, and I think perhaps, I just remember once I ever had, right? I think it possibly was because I didn't eat, right? But besides that, I didn't have anything. I didn't have no morning sickness, no, all right. For the most part, coming down to the end, I find my foot started looking a little bit big, right? And of course, as my husband said, I knows it all. I knew it all because
she
my
was
my
very intelligent.
my nose,
One thing about the marriage, she was very
my
intelligent.
nose
And
was so. Oh my
she knew it all.
gosh,
And,
I didn't
Yeah.
like at all
you know
how I
how some
looked
people
pregnant.
appearance start changing.
Yeah, I was.
Some people
Yeah.
some people get more beautiful, and some people just get more.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it was sort of trying for me because
Mhm.
I was thinking about after the baby was
Mhm.
born, and so I tried to work, no take no vacation, nothing,
Oh
and so
my.
save my vacation for after the baby born.
Okay.
And so I kind of push it a little hard.
Oh.
And I remember my boss at the time, he said, because my foot was swelling a lot.
Yeah.
He said, you just need to
rest.
stay home.
Yes.
And the day I stay home is the day I end up in hospital.
Wow.
But not to have a baby, but because I started having the fluids had leaking.
All right.
And because I was doing a lot, I wasn't, as you, I was fortunate enough not to have morning sickness and all those things, but I was sort of feeling the pressure of having to get stuff done so that I could take care of the baby as I should when the time come.
I think for me too, I woke up to the last. I was like on my feet.
Yeah.
I didn't have no problem. So I was like waking up to the last. I was fortunate. You
That's
know?
your experience,
Yeah.
but some people have it.
Some people have
some
it
people
tough.
end up in the hospital and
Bed rest.
Oh,
Yeah, bed
I
rest,
remember
yeah.
one thing though. I coming down. I can't remember if it was my first son or the second one, but I remember I did end up in a hospital. Right. The reason being is that I realized that my urine. One day I was passing urine and I realized it was looking a little red, and that's how I ended up. But after they did the test and so on, I think it was closer to childbirth, so they kept me.
some
All right,
people,
but it wasn't anything
some people
big.
have,
Yeah.
some people have it,
Mm-hmm.
it's not so easy for everybody,
Yeah.
you know. And I still talk about
Mm-hmm.
childbirth
Yeah.
process,
Yeah.
you know, to giving birth and after birth. Once there's conception, the whole idea of having a child.
There's a lot.
in
There are a
your
lot of
life.
changes.
The anxiety too.
Yeah.
A lot of anxiety and fear and worry because you have not been that way before as a woman, and it's kind of stressing. You don't know what to expect.
Even during that time. Even during that time, if we talk about intimacy as well, because I want to go there just a little bit, not too deep, but right? Your body changing, you're not feeling confident about yourself. You just want to stay away from that. Although the doctor, people will say you should continue up to the end once, nothing is wrong. But to me, I just didn't want to go there. That's the honest truth. I just
And I think that's the real
don't
side
touch
of
me,
it.
don't.
I think it's there's risk with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
There's
some
But
risk
different,
associated with that.
different person, different.
Yes,
things,
depending on
so
what your
I must
pregnancy
say
is
that
like.
way because what I don't want happening here tonight is that after we finish talking, a woman who's pregnant or she was looking for you and
There is. But as I said, there's some risk with that.
But Thompson,
Yeah.
yes, there's some risk.
There's some risk.
But the doctor tell you based on your situation.
Well,
I put it like that, because right, man, some people have an idea in their head, and then because of the idea, maybe a friend tell them something, or maybe they watch something somewhere and they figure, listen, I want this child bad, right? If me and you get intimate, we're gonna lose the child. So you know what? I don't want to lose my child, and I know you want the child too. You know how to go for the child. Now you have the child, nothing for you until the child born. And I was saying that
follow the doctor's
you can't
orders.
take that concrete statement without having proof of, you understand?
Yeah.
Because every human is different. Yeah. To me, I didn't feel like I missed anything. To be honest, I didn't miss anything in that period. You understand?
It's a balance. You have to understand the risk and all of that that is involved in that.
Take your time.
I think the fact of the matter is you should see it as a journey,
Right.
as walking along a path that you have never walked before. And in retrospect, no, I think you should try and enjoy every moment of it.
Oh yes.
Every day, of that whole process. From since you get the news that my wife is pregnant, you're gonna having a baby. I think every day for me, I find every day was like a new beginning, because every day there's something new to experience.
Right.
Yeah,
In the journey.
Yeah, in the journey, you can't wait for any wife to come home to to see her, to look at her body
Right,
changes, etc. I think for me that was kind of the exciting part. The changes as the months grow, the belly became bigger and bigger.
Yes.
And then
Mine
don't
was
really
huger
dig
and huger, not just
Yeah.
bigger and bigger. Mine was
and
huger and
the fact
huger.
of the matter too is that he got books and stuff
Uh-huh.
to prepare you that I could read
Yes,
for
I
when
read a lot too.
yeah,
You read a
that,
lot.
and which was very important and very useful
Yes, yes,
to
certainly.
to be have a healthy baby
Mhm,
and for your health as well.
mhm, mhm,
So even
Yes, yeah.
the food that you eat
Mhm.
is very important as a pregnant woman. I mean, try to stay away from this KFC and thing as best as possible.
mhm.
Try
Oh,
to
you
eat
know, yes,
healthy,
But some people
eat
crave
healthy,
it.
but they say sometimes the baby is making you crave
crave
something.
people craving all
I
kind of
was hoping
thing.
my wife will like crave some
I didn't crave.
seafood, but unfortunately she
Nope.
didn't crave
Mm-mm. I don't think I craved anything.
it. You know?
I don't think I craved
So I
anything.
bring that to the
Yeah.
Joella says, very true. Intimacy in pregnancy is different for everyone. Some ladies rises during that time, while others decreases. Yeah. So you have to know, and you see the education that is needed there is so important.
Yeah.
Because we having this conversation,
Uh-huh.
and even during this time, husbands who don't understand
Mhm.
what is happening
Yeah.
have a false perception or incorrect information,
Yeah.
or probably choosing to believe one side of the thing, or maybe one brother may say to his friend, "Hey, brother boy, my wife was on fire during that pregnancy
That's
time,"
the
and he
experience.
trying to figure out how come my wife go on
Yeah.
ice.
Something wrong with
Why
my
is she
wife.
cold? Why is she so cold? Something
Yeah.
wrong. Oh, yeah, my partner tell me it's supposed to be on fire, but you're not your partner's wife. You understand? So education during that period is very important.
Oh
And the type of
yes.
support you have, I still believe that women should have, and men as alike should have, a partner who will give them correct information,
Yes.
or
Yes.
at least try to read a book to get something.
Yes.
But
Go
prior
online.
to
Yeah.
the whole pregnancy thing, if you know you're interested in that, start to learn
Yes.
about it. So you have, you ask questions to people who had children in the past. You try to find information, accurate, good information that can help you. So when you get to that place, it's not that you wondering what happened and you don't know. Now when you lack that information, you're prone to make a lot of mistakes. And at that time, I'll be telling you the truth. Sometimes, boss, the enemy will attack your marriage sometime when your wife is pregnant if you're not aware of what you're dealing with. You understand the attack? Because if you are a man, we talk about the ladies libido, but what if you're a man who have a high sex drive, right? I know your needs, you don't know how to suppress that, you don't have no self-control during that time. So your wife can give you what you want, and as a man, now we're talking about marriage after childbirth. So here we go. During childbirth and after childbirth, once a child is in the womb, and when the wife reaches a stage where maybe your intimacy is affected, how do you as a man handle that? You guys talk about what could be done to ensure that everybody is happy. Because again, a baby is not an excuse for you to, boycott your husband for a whole year. For a whole year. A whole year, John. And some ladies do it 9 months since they get pregnant, they say nothing for you. And then even after the pregnancy, you have a 6 months period again. So a year plus. And the man there, and you have to understand. And you love. Right? So you want to be real
And
as much as possible.
this is real. This is real. But I think what is very important is that husband and wife have a conversation, talk about things, talk about how you feel. You need to ask questions as you go to the doctor, right? And as my husband said, you need to read a lot, go online and find out about information, because what you might be thinking might be far from the truth.
I want to say
What
together.
you Yes, together. So one person alone should not have all the information, right? Both of you
Discuss it,
should have the information.
talk about
If
it.
you read, then share it with your husband. If your husband reads or looks at something, then he should share it with you, so that both of you are on the same page. You understand things better. When you go to the doctor, ask questions. The wife should not be visiting the doctor on her own by herself, and that try as much as possible. Be there,
Be there in the
right?
room. In the
Be
room.
there. Be
Let's
there.
talk about
Be a
that
part
part,
of the process.
the absent men.
Mm,
Because the wife must be there. But
mhm.
some men make it an excuse. for my 2 children, I was with my wife at every doctor visit.
Yeah.
I drop her, and I know, bro, it's same for you. You understand? Up to childbirth. Man, I remember when the first son, when the wife, she stayed in labor a little while. But now I came home and I was in labor too. I was on the ground rolling and crying for God. I said, God, I'm praying. You understand? I feel everybody. I call people and say, "What? I need prayer back up." God, I want a child. You know what I mean? And it was a real thing for me. So not only I give birth on that, understand? It was a real thing. You understand? Right? So we have that aspect of that. And then let's talk about, do you have anything to add there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
What you did? Tell me what you did.
With that.
It was in the room.
I was in the room, man.
You
Yeah.
saw everything
I ain't
happen.
missing in that part,
You didn't
nothing,
have
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah?
Oh
It
yeah.
was quite funny how he said everything the doctor said.
I can't remember that.
Yeah, everything the doctor say, he repeated it.
That nervousness.
Yeah,
He was nervous. Ah, yes, yes.
That is an experience.
Ah.
I think if you've experienced that, you know that there is a divine order in that,
Oh yes.
in this whole
Definitely.
process. It's not just a simple thing as we think. There is a God who has designed this whole process.
Oh yes, indeed.
The birthing process is not a simple process.
At all.
My God.
Hmm.
If you have any doubt about the role God plays and in this whole process, once you've witnessed it, you would know it's not just about a woman pushing a baby out with a doctor and nurses inside it. They really have no control over that process of literally that child coming out from the womb. It's just a divine process.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And once that child comes out, wow, it's like it's if you have seen someone die, you could appreciate the birthing process. You know, when new life is just an experience. It's an experience that really transforms the way how you look at life.
Right.
You know, if a man has witnessed the birth of his child, it's very difficult for him to do anything to harm that child.
The bonding process.
Yeah.
The bonding starts there.
Yeah.
Well, even in the womb, but it's part of the bonding process.
So we also want to look at the financial side of things, because many persons don't prepare for that. And man, having a child and some of the things that can happen during the 9-month period, going after it. I don't know if we will finish up this program tonight.
Yeah, we will.
Marriage after child, but we try our best. So during that period, you have the frequent doctor visit. If you are very meticulous and you want the best for your wife, you may need to see a private doctor. You may want to go on a scheduled time. You want someone who could follow the process very well. Some women may want that and cannot afford it. Some men may want it and cannot afford it.
Not that we're saying anything wrong with the other.
Healthcare is
Yes,
very good.
but it's
Very
just
good.
that sometimes you have to wait a long
We
time.
did both, right?
Yeah, we
So
did
for the
both.
first child,
We did both.
realized,
Yeah.
from the second month there on,
Yeah.
every month we have insurance at that time.
Yeah.
So every month you have to pay this 150, I think it was, just to do a check. You understand?
The plus with that one is that you have an appointment and you go and you get you get checked sooner. But with the other one, you have to wait according to which time you reach. You have to wait.
First come, first
You have
serve,
to wait
yeah.
a long time. So
So you should choose what you can afford, and don't frustrate yourself, because you don't want to be
check out your
at that
options.
time.
Mhm.
You know, they don't feel like the medical center is not good enough. I believe in Green is good enough.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes.
And
Medical
that's
center.
Thank God.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
We have
yes.
very good
Oh
nurses
yes.
and
Excellent
other health
doctors. Yes.
practitioners.
Oh
So,
yes.
And depending on where you go, sometimes you don't really have to wait long.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's one part of it. So you have that. But the interesting thing is that it carries through it. So the intimacy will go after both, right? So you need some information. The wife just passed out a whole big child. Like that. Right?
Hold on. Let's wait.
Hold on.
Step back a little bit.
Hold on.
To be honest.
Hold on,
Let's-
because there are people who have had premature babies too.
Yes.
Well,
And
yeah, some people
that's a
as you say.
serious,
Cesarean.
seriously
Yeah.
tasking
Cesarean.
process.
Mhm.
And it could be very, very challenging for
Mhm.
those with the premature to walk through that
Mhm.
2 or 3 months.
Mhm.
The C-section
Yeah.
is another
Because you
thing.
can't lift anything heavy.
I
You
have a
have to.
colleague whose wife
Yeah.
just gave birth by C-section a couple days ago,
Mhm.
and he's saying, "Man,
Mhm.
I ain't getting no sleep night or day
Yeah.
because
He has to carry.
my wife
Yeah.
can't do anything."
Yeah.
And that's something I
Yeah.
think a lot of people not aware of.
Mhm.
And a lot of men, you have to step up.
Mhm.
You have to become mother now. You have to
Yes.
think that
Do
child,
everything.
feed that child, bathe that child.
Because even the
for
baby, they may
baby
not be able
sleep.
to
The
lift.
whole
Yeah,
baby.
because she's bedridden. She
Mhm.
can't even come off the bed, etc.
That's a
And
different
he said to me,
dynamic,
"Man,
right
I
there.
get peed on last night."
Oh gosh.
You know? Yeah, because it's just so you really can't tell what will be that birthing process as I go back to whether it could be a C-section or a natural process
Sometimes
you
it's a
don't know.
or
difficult
premature
normal delivery, but
or
it could be difficult.
difficult,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And
So
for those with the premature, sometimes the baby has to stay a
Oh,
longer
long time,
time
yeah.
in the
6 weeks or more in the
hospital.
hospital. So that's what I'm saying.
It's a process.
It's a costly process,
Yes.
not just financially. It takes a lot of you emotionally,
Yes. Oh, yes.
physically,
Yes.
psychologically, spiritually also.
Oh, yes.
It's a draining process,
Yes.
and you have to be prepared for
Have
it.
to be.
You know,
Have to be.
mentally, you have to
Mhm,
prepare yourself mentally um, for that process,
Oh, yes.
and that's why it's so important that you have an excellent relationship with your
Yes.
wife.
Yes.
To walk. You might, based on what's you have 2 babies on your hand,
Yes.
and you have to take care of your
both
wife,
of them.
Yeah.
clean her, thing, etc.
Mhm.
And then you still have to take care of the baby.
Yeah.
So as I say, you have to prepare for the long haul.
Ah.
So you see why this topic is so important
Mhm,
because
mhm.
you know, boy, what can prepare you for such the unexpected? Like you really don't know.
Mhm.
You just have no idea. You don't know what you nobody can tell you about it unless you're in it.
You could hear about it, but unless you experience it,
Yeah,
yes,
it's true.
Yeah,
different. Yeah.
nobody could tell you that it's gonna be like them.
Mhm.
It's not going to be a walk in the park
That's it.
for everybody because sometimes the baby, a lot of colic.
Yes.
Oh
Your
boy,
yeah.
talk about colic.
Yeah.
Is another story.
Yeah.
This colic thing.
And then you have a lot of aches,
Mhm.
the breast engorging,
Yeah.
the
Everybody
everything,
experience different.
every kind of
Yeah.
pain
Be
you can think
biting you.
about.
Yeah.
The latching on
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
another story.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different
They be
experience.
biting you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And colic.
Mhm.
I gonna have to give me a piece of wisdom as to how to hold this
Jedediah.
first child.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Got it
the
colic.
stomach, yeah.
And I was been working the night and I had to get up because my wife didn't know what to do. But I was the only man to settle the score in the night. I actually had to love doing it just to calm him, the special hold and to rub his back and just and see the baby fall asleep. I used to feel really important as a husband at that time. As a father, it was a real joyful feeling, to calm your son or your child, right? To me, I'm speaking because I have a son. So that was a beautiful thing. And then so what other aspects do we would say can and let me say bring about a challenge. No, a challenge is not a problem, and I think people need to understand that childbirth and the process of pregnancy could be a challenge, but it's not a problem.
No, we wouldn't
So
call
so
it
many
problem.
men
Challenges.
and women see it as a problem so much that they treat it as a problem. A challenge is meant to grow you. It is meant
For you to learn.
to bring you to a new place, yeah, to make you seek the information necessary
Right.
to help you to be. I
Grow,
mean, it's training on the job sometimes. And when you're on the job doing something and you don't know something, you should go and get information so you can do it, you know,
Well, yeah.
well. The thing about it is there's nothing new under the sun. So at the end of the day, the information is available.
Yes, somebody experienced it before. Somebody
you
can,
know?
Share
as we
some
said, that's why we
knowledge,
said read, go online, find out some information.
Yeah.
One of the challenges for me, I think, was sleep and not just sleep, but you know, sometimes. So I'm at
There's nothing no
home.
more called sleep. There's nothing. Once you have a baby in the house, there's nothing called sleep anymore.
Yes,
I don't care what
it's
when you
it's
when you lie
tough.
down, your mind is still on that
Yes,
baby.
it's like you.
You know?
Even with my first son, I remember I came home, but I had to go back to the hospital with him because he had jaundice,
Yeah,
right?
jaundice.
And in being at the hospital, I think we spent a week there. I could remember, right? So they had a little room for those who just gave birth. So I was there,
That was a
right? The
frustrating period, but-
babies were kept in a separate area, but we had this little
Yeah,
room, myself
right.
and another lady who slept on a bed close by there. Man, like this thing used to, anytime I hear the child wake up, it's like I used to just jump up and just start to run towards him. I don't know. That was just my way of dealing with it. Like if I had to run to make sure he stopped crying because I just thought maybe something was really wrong. So every time he would start crying, whether it be in the middle of the night, in the middle of the day, whenever, I'd jumping up in my sleep and I running towards him. Yeah, that was just it's like it was
for me,
difficult.
I didn't know that happened to you in the hospital.
Yes,
but
it
I
did.
know you did it very often in the night. And if the boy, so we talk about that part now, if the child wake up in the night and he just make a little cry, like our feet, you should just come off that bed.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like I used to
Yeah, that's what I
panic.
say.
And you know,
The whole pattern and side
Everything.
and the people you have to. That's what I say. The change,
Yes,
the change is a whole change of life
true.
that you will never go back to the way before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget about going back
Life
to.
changes.
Yeah.
That's a good
I don't care. Even if no matter what your age your child is now, you still sleep with one eyes open to if they cry.
Yes,
Or
yes,
something,
yes. True.
you know.
True.
Yeah, it's true. You always keep a listening ear because
Yeah, life
is
changes
is
forever.
a new time in your life.
Yes.
Greater
Right, and
And
responsibility.
the responsibility
Yeah.
Yeah, greater
is
responsibility.
greater.
That is for those who are responsible, by the way.
Yeah.
Because some people are they're irresponsible and they don't care. Some men will still leave their wives and go out and drink and come back drunk, go and lie down and sleep. That's your responsibility. That's not that nothing to do with me. The mentality is that you raise a child, and most time it's a cost in the family because of what happened to them. Sometimes the mother told them about it and they didn't realize it's for them to change it. Men in particular, right? And they just gone back to that. And then there are ladies who are very frustrated sometimes and they do the unthinkable.
There's this sickness.
Postpartum,
Yeah,
postpartum stress, depression, and
Mhm.
then there's postpartum psychosis.
Yes.
So
you
it's
have-
two different.
yeah.
Yeah, psychosis is we have to be treated with medication. Yeah, because you start
So they are
hallucinating and you can harm yourself or the child.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there are real sicknesses
So that could follow.
associated.
Yeah.
Childbirth.
So that's
Yeah.
why it's important that the husband
Give
pay
support.
very close attention
Yes.
to his wife.
Mhm.
You understand? Because you will have to provide some care.
Mhm.
That's what I said. You know, just the button process and the sense of a greater responsibility now. Not just for the child but for also the mother.
Right.
It's a new dynamic, you know. Well, for me, I think one of the things that that the child coming into being is it's an added expense.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's an added
Yeah.
expense. Good expense,
Pampers.
you know, but
But one thing I'm grateful for with
Uh,
with our daughter, she was not a child that was sickly, and she
okay.
was not a child that you had to spend on
Thank you, man.
expensive milk.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She she was a very adaptable and easy to take care of, you know,
May you bless.
and that was a true blessing. She didn't come with any sort of allergies or
Okay.
anything like that,
Yes.
which I'm really grateful to God for, because you know the general expense is really normal, but not anything beyond
Right.
what you're expected
And as you
to
talk
spend.
about
Yeah.
the sickness
Mhm.
is when the child gets sick. I remember this time we had
Mm.
a situation home where when we had two boys now, this week, one in the hospital.
When
And
that one come home,
this one came home next
next
week,
one in
next
the
one in the hospital,
hospital.
1 week. And
Yeah.
man, this was
Yeah.
2 weeks of torture
Mhm.
because you go in the hospital and yes, all you know the situation. No need to talk about it, but and then the child sometimes she had the frayed needle. That was a whole different scenario again. You know, one of my friends who's on nurse, she said, "Don't bring out that boy here, no time."
But it's
You know,
it's
so
not just in the hospital,
no,
but
but the
at
sickness at home,
home.
where if a
You
child
have
have
to,
a fever,
yeah, you have to be up
you
all
know,
night.
you have to get up and check and
Yeah.
check and no, we're saying all of that because persons who are interested in, you know, you want a child, you want a child.
It comes
And
with
you
all
know
of that.
exactly what you want. You need to
Yeah.
know what you want.
Comes with all
You
of
need to
that.
know what you're asking for.
Yeah.
You what? You like the idea of dressing up this child like a dolly and walking the road and having him looking all cute and nice.
Or somebody
All of that
calling you
is the
mommy
joys.
or
That's the
daddy.
stuff, mommy and daddy. You know, but you have to consider all things.
The
Becoming a
joys
parent
and the
is
challenges.
say it again.
The joys and the
Challenges.
challenges.
Yes.
Yes, most of them hand in hand.
I like it. The joys and the challenges
Yeah.
of parenting. You know, and that's real. And then even as your child grows, now you have this first stage where the child is coming to know themselves, starting to learn things. There's this excitement in this stage when they're very innocent, but when their brain start to understand the surrounding,
Hmm.
and now they start to develop their own little personality.
And even as babies too,
Yeah.
when they reach that age where they want to play, they get up in the middle of the night and want to laugh and play.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
And making all the little,
little
yes,
conversation.
Yes, yes. And you can't sleep. You
You
can't
understand?
sleep.
I gotta tell you, there's nothing called sleep anymore.
So I remember the next part is when mommy so love this child. And this child is sleeping right between you and you. This
And
child
that
wants to
happens
be
with some people,
that
because for
child.
me, I didn't. I was lacking sleep, and I
So
just figured that is the
that was the
easier
easiest
way.
way. And
Bring the baby next seat.
that one was a challenge for us because I had to say, Lionel, listen, put this child in the bedroom. This child needs to learn. But these children, they were unique, you know. But I have to say that I was at some point I had to get Steve so that they could adjust. I guess it's kind of frustrating too for me, in a sense, because if I like a cry the night, my wife would jump off and hear the foot going boo, 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 in a room. Like man, literally like she go in panic mode quick and fast.
Yes, I think
Right?
that was me. I was.
I understand that
easily,
part. But as you grow and the child like don't want to take over your bed. How do you manage that, brother? Your child come now on the bed and they're sleeping right between you and they don't want to go. And you bring them in the room and they crying and so you put them down. Before, listen, your bed become the most comfortable bed. You understand? And then you have to sleep on the edge. And if you don't have a too big bed, then you have a problem. So we get a queen size bed at that time.
Yeah.
And you have to edge it up because you're afraid to roll and the child in the night.
Yeah, that's we didn't have much of that, because she had a sleeping pattern. You know, there's a time we put her to bed, and you know the time she's going to get up. So I was we were allowed to feed her and put her back in her bed.
Yeah. Lucky you.
Some people
Because
have it
I would
easy.
not sleep if she lie down. This little baby there,
Mm.
I would
Yeah,
no
that's
no.
what I said. There's nothing called sleep anymore.
Some people have it
don't,
easy.
don't stop fooling yourself.
Some people have it rough.
Yeah.
Rough,
So,
rough.
as we said,
So,
everybody's situation is not the same. So you
yes.
can't pattern yourself after, "Oh, this is what my cousin went through. This is what my uncle went through. This is what my sister went through." So no, it doesn't mean that you're gonna have the
Oh,
same exact
So
situation.
Bonella said, one night a baby got sick. She had to go to the hospital. When they arrive home, she sick also.
Oh
Mm.
You
my.
understand? And then she had to go to the hospital the same night.
Like,
Ah.
So
whoa.
imagine now how it is for
Mhm.
the husband now to carry that load.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you, first of all, you have to work to provide for the family. You still know how to take care of your wife and your baby. It's hard. Talk about when a child have a, remember when Jade get the first bus said, you
Oh
were in a
gosh.
wrong swing in your house.
Oh
And then you
gosh.
see that set of blood is like,
I panic when
oh,
I see
Jesus.
blood. When I see blood,
This
I
thing
panic.
was, so that was another story. I tell you, that one was different. Zion was running one time by your grandmother and he run into a big stone. Boop. And he bust his head here. You're coming from St. John now. A big toil on top of that head. And you're going down to the
Straight to the
hospital.
emergency.
All you see is blood. A white towel full of her blood. They reach young now. And they pull it out. You see almost like a brain you want to see. You understand? And they had to go and stitch this thing up. I don't know, he had to steal this thing in the back in the head here. How you go forget that? Well, he's running because he thought the dog was gonna bite and the dog was just playing. You understand? And this time and then okay, let's go to that's a certain stage, but teenage age now. You still have a marriage after child. What?
Yeah, we have a
You
break
keep
on.
going.
we have
Keep going.
we have break on
Ah.
like 6 years old.
Ah.
So she gone planting stuff and she fall down and break she hand.
Ah.
And I watched and say, well, what on she hand it? Hand look funny.
Uh-huh.
Hospital.
Oh
I
my
had to leave work.
goodness.
I had to leave work and come home and take her and go straight up to the emergency,
Mm-hmm.
and then straight into the theater.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a whole
Ah.
day and night.
Oh
That whole
gosh.
process.
But you know what?
And you're asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Was I
Yes.
responsible?
Yes.
You're
Yes.
trying to
Yes.
blame yourself for it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean,
True.
there's nothing you did. You didn't do
Sure.
anything wrong,
Right.
but you still don't like when anything of that
True.
nature happened to you.
Because you always
Yeah.
figure you should have been there, you should
Yeah,
have done something different.
yeah.
Yeah, but these things happen. And I'm glad you said that because somebody out there, a mother or father might be out there thinking the same thing that, perhaps if I was
Okay.
home, if I didn't do this, if I did this instead, then my child would not have fell down
Yeah.
and broke their whatever, they would not have
Well,
gotten this
I think we did.
sickness. But
We sold.
Yeah, we had we had a business and I had to be
Mhm.
busy cooking and
Yeah,
preparing for the business.
I said I done with that business. I sold the business.
Oh, that's the business. Oh, yeah,
You
taffies.
will
You had
never, you will
taffies.
never forget.
Yeah.
You will never forget that business.
I sold that business.
Yeah. But my friend here says that the Chinese believe that in the Chinese culture they believe the baby should sleep next to mommy to smell the milk and bond with the baby. Yeah.
Oh.
That's in the first couple of days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because guess what? There are some children they don't want to stop all 3 years. They still want to be sucking.
Mhm, mhm.
No sin. What is this about?
That's another dynamic right
Eh,
there.
right now, your wife is conducive to have another baby,
Hey.
and you're in competition for that. What kind of thing is that? Husband feeling that way. It's like okay, can the go stop so the milk is dry.
Eh.
So she don't know what to stop. So the milk can't even dry because
Oh,
sometimes
God.
they pulling looking for the
Yes,
source.
because
Yeah.
once the baby is sucking, it will
Oh,
continue
boy.
to produce.
Yeah.
But I remember for my well, not for my second son, but for my first son, it's like,
You want to
listen, he was going to school in September,
Yeah.
and in July before he went to school, I was like, no, stop. There was a night I remember actually, I went I went in his room, I lied next to him just to get him
Yeah.
to sleep. And he was there coming trying to get breast to get
Yeah.
milk. And I'm like, no, and I'm fighting with him and he cried,
Yeah,
milk. And he was crying for the milk.
Oh, God.
But he was almost 2,
2 years.
or was
yes,
it almost 3?
2.
Whatever age it was
Maybe
that
2.
they have to go to school. I think it was close to 2.
3.
3.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, close to 3.
That's violation.
And partner wanting milk. And I had to fight with him and tell him, no, that's how I had to win him.
Yeah. The winning process could be,
that could be
another story.
another story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be another story.
When my daughter, when she ready to win, she just give that one bite.
Mm.
I say, no more. No more.
That was that for
That
you.
was it.
Oh,
Because that's when she got teeth.
Oh,
she
God.
discovered her teeth.
Yeah. And that was the cover day, and it
Just
was
got to
covered.
bite it off.
She bites and she just watch me laugh. I say,
You know,
And she said, I don't want to know that.
Wow.
and that's the thing. So this is I would say a very very important conversation, because for those who have gone through it already, praise the Lord, but there are some people who have not been through that, and they're longing to have. You know what? The reality is, when you're thinking about having a baby, all you're thinking about is having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I want a child.
Mm-hmm.
I want to grow up my child.
Yeah.
But who sat you down and talked to you about all these things that
Challenges.
man and woman does have to go through?
Lack of sleep.
You
All these
understand?
things.
Yeah. Your very own relationship at that time could come under serious stress.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
A lot of stress.
You know, as you're talking about that, you know, well, we talk about different challenges, but I remember there was a point in time I used to feel, okay, I'm home with the baby. I know my husband coming home from a hard day's work, but to me, I just want to say, Tag, you're it. Come on, give me some time. You take the baby and let me just have my time. But we have to think about it, because he's also coming home from a long day's work, right? Yes, you might have been home with the baby whole day, but there has to be some kind of balance, right? And a lot of people don't think about it that way. To you, in your mind, perhaps your husband thinking, well, you home whole day, you lie down there, but sometimes you're home, you're trying to wash, you're trying to cook, you're trying to, maybe the baby up whole time, you're trying to do all different things. And when hubby come home, you just want to relax.
Mhm.
You want him to be able
Take
to
it
come
on
and just
now. Look,
take. And they,
take
yeah.
over.
And to be honest, there were days when he came home and I want him to take
Jam the
over,
baby
but
on you, man.
but we have to. You
Well,
have to
well,
talk
for
about
father-
these things.
For fathers who have they're excited to get home to see their son or their daughter. It's not a bad thing, it's a joy. I think the children sometimes to do the lonely pattern, and if it is a common one where by then the child know by that time dad normally comes home, they look, and most fathers, they would take the child, and go on the road, take them for a walk, that kind of thing that some people
So now
would do that.
everybody will be able to do that. Think
Yeah,
about a
well,
man doing
that's it.
construction. You reach home, he's tired.
And
You
that's the
just
thing.
want food and sleep. Yeah, depending on your
Yeah.
job.
But I think it's part of your responsibility to spend some time with the child when you
Oh,
come
yeah.
home.
I find so.
Because I think that could really become a fun time,
Mhm.
a time when that you look, and it could help you to relax actually.
Mhm.
To kind of relax and forget of all the things of the world.
me and me and Taffy used to have a thing we used to do when we hear the vehicle coming. She used to go and hide. And he come home, he had to go looking for her. Where is So that was a little fun thing we used to do.
Yes.
So
All
yeah,
that is bonding.
until she get too
Yeah.
big to hide.
So here my friend says, what about when milk doesn't come in?
Yeah, that's
So that's
another
depressing
challenge.
because everyone expects mom to
Yeah.
nurse.
That too is another challenge, because
Yeah.
and
Based on how
sometimes
you eat.
even at the hospital they might tell you you're not doing it right, or one thing that was kind of a culture shock to me was that, listen, when you have to first start feeding the baby, the nurse just come in and just take your breast and just show you how to do it. To me, it's like,
The violation.
to me it feels that way, but
Yeah.
I think it's something that has to be done, and it was a shock to me that they would just come and tell you. I mean,
Let's be real.
It's
Your
yeah,
body don't. As a
yeah,
woman, your body is not yours for a while.
yeah,
Is that's I think that's a hard part for women.
yeah.
And if you
Even when
depends
you're
on
going to check the
and
doctor,
I'm
yeah.
saying that because some women who have experienced some abuse maybe in a young age and now they're having a baby and I could imagine I'm a man but I can imagine how uncomfortable it can be for some women who probably have this what you call trauma in their minds from things in the past.
Yeah.
So you see, counseling is still important. At that time, even during the pregnancy, the information you need so they can have expectation. It's like a man who has to go and do a prostate test the way from behind. And you might
you
hear
never
another
knew.
man's like, oh boy, this thing, and your partner going telling you, oh boy, in your
Violation,
mind, it's like violation,
Uh-huh.
But if you read up well and you get the information needed, you might just be in a better place to deal with what you have to deal with. So here, Sabi, some men,
It's something else.
Mhm.
They just feel a woman job. Some men is mommy. See after us, so that's your job. Yes, so that's what you were saying that, in terms of sometimes based on how people grow up, and that's what happened with me, that is what should happen with us. Right? Your marriage is different. You don't have to necessarily take on what your mother did or what your father did, especially if it was not the right thing. Yeah. Yes, mommy can walk.
So say we have a comment. Bonella saying she can testify about what Jonella said, and the healthcare professional used to make me feel so bad for not being able to breastfeed my baby. Yeah, that's a hard part for women not having control over your body, especially when they are examining you
Yeah.
by using instruments, etc. So again,
Yeah,
that can be real
uncomfortable.
tough.
Yeah.
When you have to go and
prepared for the women have to know that they have to be prepared for some body invasion.
Yeah. And especially when it's a man doctor and you're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Examination and things. Yeah, we should talk a little bit about that. That part where you go into the doctor before childbirth to be examined and this kind of thing. What was that?
This big
the
thing.
doctor at shows was a good friend. Yeah, I mean, we actually when she was studying, we actually lived together. So she knew me, and and I felt comfortable with her.
That was I mean, we chose our doctor too, but I'm just talking about in terms of, when delivery has to take place. Because I remember being at the hospital and thinking, okay, right, it's like some women nurses are there. And then I'm there before the labor room, you have which one is first again? The labor room and then delivery. Right. So I was in the labor room and there I am and they have to come and check me. So I'm thinking, okay, the lady nurse is there and up pops a male doctor. So I'm there now. I'm like, oh my gosh, to me it's like, it's uncomfortable. And to you want to say, can somebody else come?
But that's why you see.
Imagine after I had to get my mind in a place where I have to understand, hey, this is
professional.
Yeah.
I didn't take it personal to tell us to the doctor, but I think in their minds they just doing a job.
Yeah, it's their job.
That's why the Bible tell you about midwives. And we think, well, we're so modern, etc. But I still believe the midwife has a significant role to play, in this whole process. And training in midwifery should be an ongoing process, an ongoing practice in the hospitals. It's sad that we have losing that skill because the midwife would know certain things that the doctor is not trained to handle.
Right.
And that was that because I mean, you read the Bible and you see some of the things that the midwives were able to do. When Pharaoh said to kill all the men, the midwives said to Pharaoh, the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptians. Before they get the baby come out.
God was good to them.
The name was not in Genesis. We got it out on a pain. Child being pain. They were special. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Let me take a comment here real quick. Let me take this one here first. You can read this one here. Just take it from Jonah.
All right. So Janella is saying here in China, grandparents are very active with the grandkids. When there's a new baby in the family, the grandparents care for the baby. Mom gets to rest. Even for the doctor's visit, the grandparents are there. In fact, they have something called 30 days solitude where mom rests to regain oh, we need that here to regain strength, and mom is cared for. We need that.
Yeah. And not just that part. When you think about the in bigger world, the what you call it, day after childbirth, no, yeah, they on.
Oh yes,
what you call that leave again?
maternity leave.
Mhm.
There are some
And
countries they get a whole year and
not
2
just
years.
that, but
Yeah.
we talked about that before, and it's that not just one but two. The husband and
Oh
the
yes,
wife,
paternity
the man
is
get
long
his thing
too.
too.
Yes.
So you know the support the child needs because it's a
Yes.
crucial time
Yes.
in how the child grow, and
Yes,
being there
true.
for your child is so important.
We do
You
have
understand?
paternity leave here, but I
The
think it's
family
like about
support
2
is
weeks or
very good
something.
too, eh?
Yeah.
The family, because having a grandmother and
Yeah.
and bigger sisters
Yeah.
to come alongside
Yeah.
you, it really helps.
Yeah.
Right.
I know my mom did help a lot. I mean,
Yeah,
with
she still helps
she cooked.
I know.
She used to cook a lot of
And bring
meals for
food
me,
for you.
bring food, and try and help out in whatever way she
Yeah.
could.
I thank God
But
for her
yeah,
every day.
thank God.
Yeah, for
She
real.
did help a lot, and I often imagine, Lord, what some people has do, those who don't
But-
have their mothers or the
But you see,
close by.
in the days, I would say in the early days, that was a community thing. When a woman
Yes.
got pregnant
Right.
in the community, that was a community event. And every other woman in the community would have an interest.
Yeah, but with this modern
But
world,
in this time we live in, it could be a very lonely process
yes.
for a lot of people. And my advice, and I think that could be one of the reasons we have all this postpartum and the
Depression.
etc. It's because
The support.
there isn't the support system there
Yes, I believe that.
because you can't be going without sleep, proper
Yeah.
sleep for 2-3 months, 4
Yeah.
months. It doesn't have an effect on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are some of the after effects. You know, we're trying to play it off as a medical thing, but it has to do with lack of sleep and your
Support.
rhythm,
Mhm.
except
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
is
Yes,
affected.
disrupted.
Your
Yeah.
body,
Mhm.
your body has changed, and
Yeah.
now it's going back to
what it used to be. Yeah.
So it's a I think us as men we must have a greater understanding of what this woman has gone
Gone
through,
through. Yeah.
and there isn't a lot of conversation about that.
Yeah.
In our society, there isn't a lot of conversation about that in the body of Christ because it's almost like a taboo subject.
Yeah.
You know, it's not it cannot be preached from the pulpit. You know, as a sermon, but it's something that's why the Bible says that the elder woman should take care and teach the younger woman.
Oh yes.
Yes.
And sad to see it's solely lacking that obedience to that part of the word. And I think it's time for the elderly woman, the mature woman,
Right.
to take up their responsibility. There are a lot of young mothers. They have gotten married, they have families and things. But what are we really doing to support them and help them to be successful at this whole
Right.
motherhood thing?
Right.
You know, we failing. And I think God is going to really respond to these kind of failures because we are disobeying the word
Yeah.
in so many areas. And there's a clarion call, I think, in the spirit to return to what the apostles taught us of how we should treat one another
Family life, yeah.
and family life.
Mhm.
You know, and it's really concerning that the family life, meaning the whole family,
Yes, that is it.
I think
That
is failing.
And,
You know,
and though the emphasis
So much
is
wisdom
though
in
the
what they
em-
used to do.
though the emphasis is placed on the older women teaching the younger women, men still need to have that same support. Man, for me personally, I just wish I knew a lot more. You know,
Yeah.
more than just the desire to have a child.
yeah.
You know, even though you still need that type of. I said to them Sunday after the program, what he needs or something like that. It was a program, was a topic,
Yes.
right?
The support he needs.
It's support he need, and that's the reality. We as men, we know we need each other. Men to
Yes.
be real with men,
Yes.
and women also, and you need that setting where people can come together and learn, so that way you will be able to be in a much better position, because when you don't know, what you don't know can kill you. People are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So when you have the knowledge, now you're not in the dark, you're in the light. You understand? So that's the thing. She says so true. Family support is important. Having a baby in a foreign land away from family makes the entire process more challenging. You understand?
Yeah.
And she, well, Vanessa saying is true. She say I would be there for my daughter-in-law in the future, especially during the first year.
That's a responsibility.
Yeah. It's so
like that.
important.
You plan that.
Yeah, because you realize the challenges that you had and you want to be able to help others. And I think living in community.
You could only teach from what you have experienced.
Yes. And I really believe that is how God wants us to operate in community, helping each other. Yes.
There's no lone ranger in this thing. We have to make it together.
Yes.
I remember some time ago y'all was talking about the importance of even your friend calling you and check up on you, having a little chat with you just to see how you're doing, and that type of things does make a big difference. And so many times when women, and I didn't remember having most people calling me. I can't remember. If all they did, I ain't say no, they didn't. But I can't remember most people checking up on me and say, boy, hey, the other day I had to call a partner of mine, and I have to say it because of my partner, I actually came up with this topic tonight, partner. And I had to call my partner and I say, bro, make sure you make a good time for you and wifey still. You understand? Don't cast aside your marriage because you now have a baby. Right? Make sure you try your best to balance it. And it could be tough and all the unexpected things that can happen, but at the same time, even if it's once a week, self where you just try to spend a little quality time, find out how each other are doing. You're monitoring, you're checking on, because there's a temperature in your marriage and the time too, and if it run cold and the baby getting all the attention, then eventually you all end up under pressure. So you don't want to end up in that place. As much as all the people taking care of the baby together, if all they're not taking care of all themselves, eventually the baby go wonder what happened to all of you know.
No. I think
it's real.
That's a very important point. That we could, if we're not careful, we can then begin to make our lives revolve around the baby.
Yes.
Almost like an idol.
Yeah.
And I'm being quite blunt here. About
You don't watch in
Own
your face.
relationship.
You don't watch it. You don't watch in your face no more. Every time we see you, it's like wife, take care of yourself. Still get your hair done. Still put on your makeup. Just make sure your face look clean. Some women they just look like they're under real pressure when you see them. The hair, listen, still look nice for your husband, please, because you get what I see. Don't go through a process already.
As we spoke about that,
smell good.
With caring for one another in this whole process. Of course, the men should be looking out for the new fathers in that process. And maybe saying, "Hey, bro, I know things tough. What could I help you do?
Yes.
Could I volunteer to maybe 1 day or 2 days take your wife to the health center to get checked or whatever, because maybe the father doesn't have a vehicle, and the wife has to be drunk and we have to become a family, and step up,
It's true.
And then you begin to see things happening in the family, falling apart, etc. And you didn't have the spiritual awareness to say, maybe I I neglected to do some things.
Mhm.
That is why this long woman end up in this state where she is postpartum, etc.
Mhm.
What did you do before to help
Mhm.
and to ease the burden?
Right.
Maybe she's having financial problems. They can
Right.
buy milk and etc. to feed the baby, to feed them, to eat properly, because so much has gone into caring for the baby.
Yeah.
I think God is really speaking to us tonight
Yeah.
through this, that there's a call to return
Mhm.
to caring for one another
Mhm.
But
and looking out for one another, and looking out for the young mothers and the
Right.
young fathers
Mhm.
that are amongst us.
Mhm.
You know, some of them they need help.
Yes.
Well, but I say sometimes when you're under pressure, you know, and if you are depressed, you don't feel to dress up,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So she said that her husband always had to gently encourage her to look nice, especially when she live in the house.
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's true. You know, you can really bring
Yeah.
yourself to a place where
Because you
what's
look how
going
you
on in your
feel.
mind.
Yeah.
How you feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why the little compliments that's come a long way.
Yeah.
When you do try and make yourself look nice, that
Yes.
you say something.
Yes. Compliments,
Say you
please.
look really lovely today,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
That would give you a little encouragement.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
don't lie, yeah. Don't lie, yeah. Don't lie, but tell the
No,
truth in love. In other words,
Mhm.
and don't lie.
no, you're not
No.
lying. But when
But
you do,
tell
she
the truth
does
in
look good.
love.
You tell her.
Yes, but what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
even though some men so insensitive,
Yeah,
so what I'm
I see
saying,
what you say.
don't
Yeah.
lie, but tell the truth in love.
Yeah.
And in other
Oh,
words,
yeah.
find a nice way. Don't the
Or help,
woman,
or help,
or help.
Yes.
help.
Buy
Yeah.
something
Buy
nice.
something
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Bring
Yeah.
something
yeah,
nice.
Bring
You know what I
something
mean?
nice. Yeah.
Because some people um some people can really do a number, and it's like no, the wife had to worry about that part. My husband had to say to me, you don't go through something already.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
But you see,
You have to
yeah,
reassure
no,
your wife.
the truth is,
the
you see that,
insecurities, eh?
I want to,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, I wanted that part where you talk about it, that um the insecurity,
Mhm.
um where her body has gone through
Mhm.
some changes,
Mhm.
right? Before she was, and she could become very insecure.
Right.
You put on weight, you know.
Mhm.
Uh, Baby has been sucking on those paps for a while. It changes, etc.
Mhm.
And it could it, and if you're not careful, as you say, it could really fall apart,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But and so that is where the affirmation is important.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
affirming,
Yeah.
you know, saying that is a part of life.
Mhm.
This change
Stretch
is saying,
marks.
and yeah,
Mhm.
and
Change
I
in
have
body.
accepted it, and
Mhm.
and I've accepted you,
You.
that,
Yes.
and let's continue, let's continue the romance.
Mhm.
You know.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's so real because sometimes the wife thinking her own thing and she not sharing her thoughts with the husband, and the husband wondering, well, why this woman pulling away from me?
Mm.
And I know sometimes the diversity of what happens there
Yeah.
is a lot of men go back to what it was like prior to the child.
Your body
You understand?
change.
But they don't understand what the woman
Yeah.
also went
Mhm.
through.
Mhm.
So in their mind, okay, let's make a child and it's just like a robot. Whoops,
Yeah,
go back
yeah,
to
yeah.
everything normal.
Mhm.
Right there and done, ready to go again. Next child. You know, already. But the reality is far from that for many. You know, some women will, again, they will do the best they can. They will try to work out. Because some, do what you can. Because everybody, the biology or I'm not no doctor and like that, but different person's
Physical.
body,
Yeah.
some people make a
different.
child, some people have 10 children, they look
And
at
you
them and
wonder,
it's like,
yeah.
And they're slim
you
and
are,
trim.
Yeah.
you understand?
Belly
It's
going back,
like,
floops.
and some
Everything's
mothers,
still in place.
because things can happen
Yeah.
during pregnancy, one little
Mhm.
mistake, and you leave to, some people go and do plastic surgery because they want back what they had, they want to
Mhm.
cut out things.
Yeah.
A whole
They
lot of
want everything
craziness
in
But the
place.
sometimes,
thing about life is about change, and you will not
Yes.
remain the same throughout your life. So that's something we have to get used to.
That's it.
As you grow older, your body changing too.
Mhm.
You know.
I even had this condition called diastasis recti that I didn't even
No
know
exists. Yeah.
exists until long afterwards. I said, but that's what I have. You know, when because the muscles, because your belly gets so big, some
Yeah.
people, the muscles tear.
Tear.
So that
Oh,
It doesn't go back.
what used to happen to me, and I should not have been doing the exercises I was doing, and I didn't even know.
okay. And you
So
made
when
it
I do the
worse.
exercises, I would see like there's a big bulge in the
Bulge.
middle of my
Yeah.
stomach, and I
Like
keep
if you have a
wondering.
hernia.
Yeah.
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 And I keep wondering why. It was only afterwards when I studied and I checked it out, I realized what condition I had, and the exercises I was doing was making it
It's
worse.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
so-
a lot of
And the
people, and
doctors
let's talk
didn't
about it.
pick that up to want
nobody,
to advise you on
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And then you have the people.
So that's
who are-
something before say go Sabi,
Yeah.
that is something I think
Mhm.
we need more education on.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Because there are a lot of women who try to get their belly down
Back.
Flat,
by doing
yeah.
exercises
Mhm.
that is making it worse.
Yeah.
No,
not
but
just that
them
too,
them
the-
elderly women will tell you put a band.
Yes.
Ban it, put a
Ban it
band
down.
and thing and call it a
Yes.
heel problem.
Yeah. And then you have those insensitive people now who want to see that woman and say, yeah, pregnant again, girl.
Yeah.
And you don't even know nothing what they live through and going through.
Yeah.
So you have to be strong as a woman too, because if you're not, you can really take some, walk around with offense. You could look
Yeah,
at
people
people
tell
like
me, hey,
that.
that
Well, you
belly
lose
doing. You losing that
self-confidence.
belly. That belly hide it, so.
You lose self-confidence.
It's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot that
You
happens.
lose self-confidence. But Vitaly, I think the topic itself, marriage after childbirth,
Mhm.
it comes down to one thing: change.
Mhm.
We're talking about radical change in
Mhm.
all
Mhm.
areas of life.
Mhm.
You know, from physical,
Mhm.
emotional, psychological, financial, everything.
Mhm.
It's a
Yeah,
radical
people
change.
need to prepare
Yeah.
mentally and so for these
Yeah,
things.
people have to learn to adapt to change.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's what it
I
is.
was reading that comment, yeah.
Yes.
So Susanna was saying this is real. After many years of that child making, when you look back, sometimes it's sad to know these fathers not wrong.
Mm.
Then she went on to say that yes, encouragement does be good. Kimbi and Akel does. Mommy, you're leaving home, so you're going to the garden or what? so like you saying encouragement is important because the children do sometimes will say some kind of thing,
Yeah,
to you,
yeah.
I don't know, that's what money parents. You don't know what I want you to bring this one.
Yeah.
I don't even want to play it, telling me that. And I said, Mommy, what's up with your belly? Why you been looking like that? You not cause
All
that.
that stretch it up,
You
so.
not cause that.
Yeah, the children has come and tell you about it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Uh-huh.
After the
But I think as we get ready to wrap here, is that having a child is a blessing, and children, the word says, is a heritage from the Lord, and blessed is the man who have his quiver full. I didn't see my name there, so
Listen, everybody's quiver is different, you
neither
know.
did I see my name
Listen, your
say, be
quiver
fruitful
full
and
already.
multiply.
Yeah.
And be fruitful and multiply the earth. Some people, like, the name was written in Genesis. So what we're saying to you is that, I mean, to each his own. If God,
Well, you never know. The quiver, you could use the quiver at any time. You want and Danny said, some women having children in their 40s and
But
60s.
that's another story. That's a whole different story.
We're going to see those days come back, man.
Boy. And you know what they say about that, right?
Mhm.
So that's a whole different story there. Because some people didn't get it or did they get it late, you know? But to each his own. And if you pray to God and He choose when to give you a child, love your child, you
Yeah.
know?
Enjoy the
and still
change,
take
the
care of-
journey.
Yeah, go through
Oh,
it
yeah.
together. That's life. You know, that's what it is. The body is fading as you grow, basically. At the end of the day, you will never stay slim, trim, and tight forever. You will get fragile and
Anyway.
you will start to quail at some point.
Yeah.
But love yourself. Take care of yourself.
Everything was at a drop.
Yes, everything. Yeah, I mean, whether I like it or not, it's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
the point is, we still say, take care of yourself, eat well, exercise, sleep well, do what you gotta do. I envy my wife sometimes. She sleeps more than me. Sometimes I wish I could sleep as much as she does. She have all kind of cat nap and all kind of nap she does take. I doesn't get that kind of thing. My body and design so.
You don't want it.
But it's very, 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 very important that people understand. We just share some of our personal experience.
Yeah.
And we didn't read no book to tell you certain things you learn along the way.
Yeah.
And I think
The experience for ourselves.
these things can really help you if you pay attention. You could talk to people, and we are not the experts. There are many persons that you can go to. The doctors, some doctors, they are more than ready to give you advice. They act as more than just doctors. They are counselors. They just help you. They just tell you things,
And they've had
they
experience
bring
over the
you-
years,
and they-
different
some of them have
persons.
children
Yeah.
themselves,
Yeah.
so they can really tell you experientially and also from the books. So don't sit back there and look like you had to see trouble. Go the ask.
Find
ask
out.
here, man.
Yeah. Childbirth is not. I don't think anybody should get. Well, as we said, God chooses which time for you. But once you are getting married, once you are once you are getting married, read up, find out about these things, because as we said, it might happen sooner than later, sooner than you plan for it. And it is better when you plan for something than if you don't plan. Or it's better when you know it's when you get the surprise, it's a little harder. It might be a little tougher to deal with. But if you are constantly educating yourself on these things, it will come, and it will be a little better for you. Mhm.
What you don't know can kill you. Just
Yeah.
remember that. So what's your final comments? The smiling face.
Well, I just would like to say that it's important for husband and wife to know that their union is priceless.
That's right.
And no matter, a child will come in the relationship, but there must always be this affirmation and this security
Yeah.
of the union of the marriage.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is so crucial. That can be a breaking point in your relationship.
Yeah.
And who is to be blamed? Understand?
Yeah. For me, I think it's it's like a new season, a new dispensation,
Mhm.
and it could be such a beautiful thing if you're walking it together,
Mm.
and you enjoying it together. Looking back now, I I would have I would have done much more to enjoy.
Me too.
Enjoy that whole process
Yeah.
from the day I got the news.
Yeah.
I would have, I would have, you know. So I want to encourage you, if you're in that situation where you just gotten married, or you just got the news that you're pregnant with your first or second or whatever child. I would encourage you as a couple to really enjoy the moments, enjoy the experience, because it's going to be life fulfilling. It is really priceless. Each and every day you wake up, you should look forward to some new experience in that journey. That is a blessing from God, and in that way your relationship will become so much stronger, and you'll see the goodness of God
Oh yes.
in your life. So for those who are having babies at the later stage in life, I sure they have a greater appreciation for the whole process. Maybe you had one or two, you have one child or two children, and then later on you have, you have it. I think you're ready.
I was sharing that she had
Yeah,
her first child was like 20 plus,
yeah.
and then in her 40s,
Yeah,
she had
Wow.
so there's a 20-year gap between.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I saw the two ladies sitting down there, and I was like, "Are they sisters?" And she said, "No, that's my daughter." Yeah. So the mother is like 70. The mother is going to be 70.
she's
Wow, that's a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
And the
remember,
daughter is in her 50s. You know.
yeah, I have an uncle almost same age with me. Yeah. My uncle. We grew up together.
Younger than me.
No, we grew up together, literally. We
Yeah.
played together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my uncle. Yeah, my grandmother had him very late.
Yeah.
You understand? My mother had no early.
Right.
So you get a picture.
Yeah.
Couldn't call him uncle. We were like friends.
I think my takeaway from all of this is community.
Mhm.
We have to get back to that place where we can, really support each other. Not just mommy and daddy supported, but what can I do to help? A friend, a sister, somebody that you see, they're pregnant or they just had a baby, you know, as you said, both sides. How can I support a man supporting a man, the lady supporting the ladies? How can I help? What can I do to really support. Because sometimes from the outside looking in, things may seem perfect, but you never know how what you
Yeah, the
do might go a
challenges,
long way and really help out somebody. So I think my takeaway from this conversation is community. Let's work together. Yeah. Mhm.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Suzanne said, "Can this continue, please?" Suzanne said we shouldn't stop here. We should put some more into it. Yeah, there's a lot more to say,
Yes, I
but
know.
I mean, seriously, there's a lot more we can say. But
Mhm.
if you just talk to anybody who a couple who had they stayed together during this period and they still together to this date, everybody would give you a different, as you can see happening tonight, even in the comments, everybody is giving you a different side to it. And that's how
Yeah.
diverse this thing is and how God
Yeah.
has designed it. And as I was pondering on when the word says children is a blessing, a heritage from the Lord. You understand? A heritage, and people hear that scripture and they get excited about, oh, it's my heritage. Yeah, but what about the challenges? Yes, it's yours to own too. So make up your mind. You can expect
all that is part
anything.
of the heritage,
Yeah.
the story.
Because
In
it's
just
an
in just saying
experience.
that.
It's an experience. And what about the parents, the people who are childless? Some women feel less than a woman. Just one of the secular woman ladies, how when she was in the world, sang a song. Now having a child doesn't make me less than a woman. She says she has so much love to give to all those unloved kids. And there are people who have children now, and the challenge is a child going through the stress. You understand?
But as you shared the experience of that man that was on the radio this morning, even if it is that you are childless in your marriage,
Yeah.
God also
Have
has
a
a plan
purpose
for
for that.
you. It may be that He wants you to mother or to father the
Yeah.
fatherless, even those who may have parents, the
Because you have the
hurting,
love.
the rejected.
You have a
God
heart
has a
for
plan for you.
yeah, you have a heart for these type of people, and it's a
Yes.
ministry.
Somebody
Lord
needs
has
to somebody needs to
you.
experience your mother, you being a mother to them. Somebody needs to experience, because their mother may not be, their mother may have died, their father may have died, or perhaps they are absent fathers, absent
man.
mothers,
That's a
and
whole
they
different
need you
conversation
to be a
again.
This could go on for a long
Just to
time.
talk about that
Yeah.
I think what I came away from that program this morning was the fact that although this woman was motherless, was childless, she touched the lives of so
many
hundreds
Many
of
children,
boys
yeah.
and girls with the message of Christ.
Yep.
That he said that how much years later he came back to the church. The church
Mhm.
was celebrating 100 years, and he went back there and he said, when he finished sharing, a lady came up to him and touched him. And he said it was her. He said he thought she had died. What he said he almost said out loud, I thought you had died, but he said he held it back, and he was so happy to see her because so much years later, 30, 40 years later, he could have go back and see her as a mother. So you have Jesus to share with all of these children if you don't have, and to give them Christ is the greatest gift
That you can give. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, certainly.
All right, so wonderful. My friend Jonella here says, thanks for the discussion. I really needed it. God bless you, Jonella. I said to my wife, you never know, somebody might be going through a rough time. And this conversation that we're having can bring light to them, that can help them to, just ease and cushion and make them realize that they're not alone in this journey. It's not a new thing, what they're experiencing.
Yeah.
And there are many different angles you could look at, different things that can happen. We just touched some of the more common one, I believe. If we sit and think deeply, we will find
There's a
some
lot
things,
more.
plenty more things, right,
Yeah.
Suzanne, that we will find there that we can discuss. But for now, we are grateful for your air and for your time that you spent with us, your 2 hours. We appreciate it. And God bless you. Do have a pleasant good night. Don't forget, Epic Marriage Conference is on the corner. And boy, I tell you.
There's still room for more couples.
Yeah, a few couples.
Few couples.
If you ain't get a ticket as
Probably
yet,
by tomorrow, because we closing off.
yeah,
soon.
tomorrow. and then
Yeah.
man, epic will be epic.
It's gonna be
You
epic.
really wanna, if you can find yourself a seat at epic, please find yourself a
Do
seat.
that. Do so.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it, because I can't wait for the conversation in the epic with the Sabi, with the doctors, and I think this is gonna be a very, very, very interesting one to see and to be in the room with the husbands and the wives and to hear them asking questions.
Yeah.
Because you know the health topic and the realities of life, the things that people probably have to go through or been through or going through.
And do come with your
sparks a lot
questions.
of-
Don't be shy. As a matter of fact, we're going to provide the means for you to possibly write them down if you don't want to say it out loud. But come with your questions. We want to be able to discuss. We want to hear. All of us want to learn. We want to learn. There are people out there that are possibly afraid to ask, but somebody, you might be thinking you're the only one that want to know about something, and you might be shocked to find out that everybody else or a lot of other ladies or a lot of other men have the same questions. So
And
don't be
that's how-
shy.
And that's how the learning takes place.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of the times when you are in these environments where you can learn from persons their own experience and their past issues. Some people might be open enough to share some of the challenges they
Yeah.
had and had to overcome and how they overcame them.
Mhm.
You know, all of that is part of the community that we're talking about. So
Don't
don't
miss
miss this
out.
out.
Don't miss
Don't
out.
miss it out. All right. Don't miss it out for the world, let us say. All right. So Grace Divine said, this has been a wonderful discussion.
Thank you
I
so
would love
much.
I would love that at some point we can have ladies alone having that conversation and men alone, Trevor.
Yeah.
When we get to that place, we will have this conversation. For men, we could sit and talk about these things, and we will see how diverse it is, but yet still how there will be so many similarities, and how when one know and when one don't know the difference.
Because I think men would approach this from a different perspective.
Yes, certainly.
As provider, etc. We talking on how we have enough money to take care of things. Maybe
Yes, they would look at it
financial,
differently.
maybe
Yeah.
you have to build a home. etc. Men will look at it from a different
Yeah.
perspective. This after the impact that will have on their lives.
All right, so guys, again, thank you, and do enjoy the rest of your night. We will pull it down from at this point. Don't forget to come back in at Hope FM tomorrow, God's willing, in the morning. So Construction and Kristen will be on. We have
Grace Divine, DJ Noel, Hope Elevation.
We'll be on the inside. So all of us will be here tomorrow again for a full day of programming. So God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your
Good
night.
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 Becoming one. There was a house that sheltered me, a place I knew by heart, where my own flesh and blood to find the space upon the chart. But a higher call was whispered, a path I had to find to leave the safety of the past and leave the old behind. Now standing here before your eyes, my vow is spoken clear. A brand new life begins with us to banish every fear. And we shall be joined, two souls entwined, a single purpose for the future of mankind. No longer I and you, but a covenant brand new, becoming one flesh, holy, honest, and true. A great mystery unfolds for all the world. Christ and the church, you and me. My love, the standard set for me, is higher than I knew. To love you just as Christ loves his church, devoted, strong, and true. That means I have to give myself, lay down my selfish pride, nourish you and cherish you forever by your side. You are my own body now, the air that I must breathe. And when I love my wife this way, my own soul I relieve. And we shall join through souls entwined, a single purpose for the future of mankind. No longer I in you, but a covenant brand new, becoming one flesh, holy, honest, and true. A great mystery unfolds for all the world to see, the perfect picture of Christ and the church, you and me. For the sake of peace and harmony, a gentle order starts with reverence and respect. You guard the deepest parts. I am called to lead with sacrifice, and you to follow grace.